everybody. Oh my gosh, I haven't done one of these in a really long time. It's so good to be back. I missed all of you. I missed recording. I missed talking about books. It is about maybe 9 p.m. where I am right now, and it's crazy hot in this room and I'm already sweating, so I'm gonna get through this as fast as I can because I look greasy. And I'm gonna have to cut sometimes to wipe my face. Thank God I'm not wearing makeup. I am wearing my heavy lashes today though, because I've been watching a lot of Trixie Mattel, who is a drag queen, a lot of Trixie Mattel's videos on YouTube today. So I was like, you know what? Let's put on the big lashes for everybody. Why not? But I swear I'm not wearing anything more than like eyebrow makeup, lip gloss, and my lashes. And my ring light is on, so I look brighter than usual. Oh my gosh. I may never record at night again. I thought I could do it at night because I thought it would be cooler. No, like this room is ridiculously hot. So hello again. I want to explain a little bit about why I was gone for so long, and then I'm going to get into a bit of a haul, and I guess in my next video I'll share the books that I have been reading since my last video in June. Okay, so first, the reason why I've been gone for so long, I was very emotionally distraught after the killing of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and every other black person that died since the beginning of 2020. It all just kind of came to a head in June, and I had these plans for the summer, but emotionally I just could not commit to BookTube anymore. I felt like anything that I had to say was so irrelevant to what was going on. Even today, like today is September 25th, and the 23rd we learned about the verdict for the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, which is just so ridiculous. So it's even more frustrating. And I thought, you know, this is my second time recording this. Actually, the first time I had the fan blowing, so you couldn't hear me. All you could hear was the fan. And at that time, you know, things were kind of like, you know, at a good spot where I felt like I could come back. And then everything with Breonna Taylor happened a couple of days ago. And so I'm still in that spot, but I feel like if I wait any longer, I'm never gonna come back to BookTube. Recording videos and talking about books on BookTube gives me a break from the world and everything that's been going on. So I'm very, very grateful to be back. I do have one thing that I'm adding from here on out with this channel, and I am purchasing one book by a black author each month from a black owned bookstore. And I did it already for September. The first book I got, well, it's not the first, it's the only book that I purchased for September because I'm only purchasing one book. Most of my books, look, from now on, like I have a haul, but honestly, like I need to cut back and I'm getting books from the library, honestly. So anyway, the book I got from the bookstore, and it is this bookstore in LA called Reparations Club. And I got Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. So excited to get this book. This is my third Acevedo book. I read, I'll get into it in a second, but I read With the Fire on High during the summer, and as you all know, I read The Poet X earlier this year. So I felt like it was appropriate for me to just pick up Clap When You Land, because it's like, I might as well just finish my collection. Now I have to get The Poet X on hardback because Clap When You Land and With the Fire on High are hardback, and I love the way her name looks on the spine. Like, it's really, really cool. So yeah, this was the book I bought this month for the month of September from, again, Reparations Club. I'm going to link their bookstore down below. And I don't know what I'm going to get for the month of October. I haven't really decided, and I'm probably going to choose another city in another state. So that's that. Okay, but yes, so that's like the major change coming to this channel. You know, I'm also going to make sure that I link places that you can donate your time and your resources and share with your friends and your family, and anything financially you can give to these organizations, I would 100% encourage. So I'm gonna do all that down in the description box. Again, you know, 2020 has just not been the best year in a lot of ways. I'm gonna talk about books now because I'm getting depressed again. Okay, so first I have a small stack. It's not a lot, but I do want to get into them. I'm not gonna try to breeze by them, even though I'm sweating like a sinner in church. Oh my God. I was for real thinking about like recording my October TBR tonight. Not gonna happen. That's gonna have to wait for another day. Okay, so first I have Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. I haven't read this. I think I read the first chapter of this book and I love it so far. The first chapter I'm like, okay, I already know this, so hopefully it'll go a little bit more in depth. But I am excited to get further into this. I got this in August, I believe. I'm not gonna go in order because I don't remember everything. I'm not sure if I mentioned The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins in a previous video, but I'm mentioning it now. I hopefully will get to read this year. A lot of the books I purchased this year I hope to finish this year, so I don't need to talk much about this. Like, y'all know about this book, right? Like, I don't need to say too much, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Next, Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. I have this book because I wanted to participate in the banned book week going on here in America. It's from September 27th through October 3rd. And so I loved Catcher in the Rye when I was in high school. My sister hated it and I want to see how I feel about it now. I trust my sister's opinion, and I'm like, well, is there something wrong with me? So I picked it up so I can read it during banned books week. So that doesn't start till later. So this is a part of my, I guess, September, October TBR, but I honestly want to read this in September because my October TBR, I want to just, you know, I have 4 books planned and I want to keep it that way. I don't want to add a 5th book. Speaking of adding 5th books, during my time away from BookTube and watching other BookTubers and learning about my own reading habits, I realized that I have been a liar for most of the year on BookTube because I would say that I'm gonna read, you know, these 6 or 7 books for the month, and I would read maybe one, maybe half of one, and then move on to the next month like the TBR didn't happen. And I don't want to do that anymore. I feel very disingenuous to myself and to you guys, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I know my limits and I have accepted the fact that I can be on BookTube and not read 8 books in a month. I'm not that kind of reader. The max I can do is 4 books, and I honestly decided that at the beginning of the year when I knew I was going to do BookTube, I was like, you know what, just do 4 books a month. That's a book a week. You can totally do a book a week. And then I didn't, and then I thought I could handle it and I couldn't handle it, and then it just became so overwhelming. So until I can become a faster reader or a better reader, I'm doing 4 books a month, okay? And I'm going to read those 4 books a month. Okay, next, I read Everyone's an Alien When You're an Alien Too by Jomny Sun. This book is so cute. And honestly, like, you, if you wanted to, you could do like color in the characters. I'm not gonna do that. But look at that! Wow, you can totally color that! That looks like fun. But anyway, this book is about this little alien who comes to Earth, and he thinks that all these creatures that he meets are aliens as well. And so he's kind of like talking to them, and then he realizes some things about himself. There's a bit of nihilism in here, which I love. There's also some talks about love and friendship and, you know, what's the meaning of life and who am I going to be when I grow up? Who am I going to choose to be when I grow up? It's a really, really great book. I would recommend this to everybody. Next, oh, let's do it. Next, I read With the Fire on High. I read it and I got it. I got this book in July, I believe, and it's autographed. So happy I got an autographed book. Honestly, after getting this in the mail, this book, it encouraged me to get Clap When You Land, because I wasn't going to read this book. I honestly wasn't. I loved The Poet X and I loved Acevedo's writing, but I was like, you know what, I think I'm good. And then I got this book in the mail, and then I was like, oh my god, it's signed! It's like she knows me, it's like we're friends. And I read it, and this book was really, really good. I didn't think I would like it, but it was amazing. So I went ahead and got Clap When You Land. So yes, I believe I gave this book 4 or 5 stars on Goodreads. But yeah, With the Fire on High by Acevedo. See, boom, to Acevedo. I have to get the Poet X now, man. It's gonna ruin, if I don't, it's gonna ruin my whole Acevedo aesthetic. Okay, next I have Party of Two by Jasmine Guillory. I'm going to read this in November. This book is about, I believe this, I don't think she's a politician. She is, oh, she's a lawyer, and I think she meets this politician. And you know, it's a romance. I don't know what kind of romance. It might be a haters to lover. I don't want to like sit here and read this whole thing right now. I want to get through this because I'm still sweating. But yes, Party of Two. I'm so excited about this. I used to be a huge romance reader, and then recently, at least for this year, I read maybe 1 or 2 romances. I think I read 1. I think I read The Honeymooners. I think that was my only one, and I was like, what the heck is romance? Like, this stuff is crap. But this one just sounds so cute. I'm so excited to get to this in November. Yeah, that's it. Next I have Ta-Nehisi Coates' We Were 8 Years in Power, and I got this book at my local bookstore, and I got this before reading or attempting to read The Water Dancer, and you know, I'm really scared now. Like, I thought I could get through The Water Dancer. No, The Water Dancer is like a difficult read. Like, I could not get through like the first maybe 15 pages just because I thought it was so difficult to get through. Please let me know in the comments if you felt the same way. So I'm a little intimidated. Although I want to read this, I am a little intimidated to read this book. I believe it's about Obama or former President Obama and his time in office. Okay, next I have Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Let me not get my ring light in there. Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. And I am so excited to read this. My sister started reading it when I got it, and she did not like it. In fact, she hated it, and she stopped about halfway through. So now I'm nervous, and it's making me nervous because we were both huge fans of the Twilight series. Like major Twihards, right? So I got this book as soon as I saw it, and I'm like, oh my god, this book is gonna be, well, I don't know, I didn't think it was gonna be good, but I was like, you know, this is gonna be interesting to get, you know, the perspective from, or I guess get Edward's perspective through Twilight. And it's so interesting because it's so much thicker than Twilight. But now I'm a little nervous because she didn't like it, so I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna dislike it too? I might. Honestly, if I dislike it, I think I'm just gonna push through anyway, just so I know that I read it and I can form my own opinion about it, right? So I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I'm sure you've seen your favorite booktuber already talk about this book, already have a vlog, already have a read along. So I'm gonna just put this down, okay? Next I have The Southern Book Club's Guide to Killing Vampires by Grady Hendricks. I am excited to read this. I've never read horror. This isn't thriller. I keep hearing that this is a horror book. I've never read horror, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it, and I know that I don't like watching scary movies, but I have this feeling reading horror and thriller and scary books is gonna be a lot easier for me to manage. You know, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, like, even talking about this book right now and it's 9 o'clock at night, I'm like freaking out, right? So don't expect me to read this at night when I'm in my bed. But yeah, so this book, I'm going to talk about it in a later TBR because I do plan on reading it this year. I'm just not going to tell y'all when I plan on reading it in this video. You're going to have to watch for my next ones, okay? Okay, oh, I didn't talk about what it was about. I believe this is about this woman who has this neighbor who's a vampire, and she's in this book club, and the book club kills vampires. I think that's what it's about. Not 100% honestly, but that's what I'm getting from it, okay? That's the vibe I'm getting from it. Okay, let's see what's next. I have Lovecraft Country by, what is this man's name? Matt Ruff. I got this because I saw the first episode of the HBO show and I was like, okay, this looks really, really good. But after I bought it, I saw some really bad reviews of the book and I'm like, oh, okay, don't know if I still want to read it. So I mean, I bought it, so I'm talking about it. Will I read it? I don't know, because I have been really thinking like maybe I'll just resell it to a bookstore. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. But anyway, I haven't watched any other episodes from the show because I'm like, no, I'm gonna read the book first. But now I'm not too sure. So, but I believe this book, set in the 1950s, is about this man who is actually heir to this like house in this cult. I think. I don't know. Don't quote me. But yeah, so I was like, oh, the show was really good. The book must be too. Now I'm not too sure. So I'm a little nervous to read it, but you know, it is what it is. That's the book I got. We're almost done. I'm still sweating. I keep, every time I put a book down, I'm like wiping my face. Next is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I have been wanting, let me not do my ring light. I have been wanting to read Brandon Sanderson just because I keep hearing how great of a writer he is. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just pick up a book. I didn't know where to start though, because he's written so many. And on his website, he recommends to read this one first. And a couple of other booktubers also recommend to read this one first. So I was like, okay, well, no brainer. Let me just read this one first. I have no idea what this is about. Right now on the back it says, once a hero arose to save the world, he failed. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. So I'm sure it's gonna be really good writing. I'm excited to see what it's about because I don't know, but I'm sure y'all do because all your favorite booktubers talk about it. Another book that all your favorite booktubers always talk about is Assassin's Apprentice. I had this title memorized in my head and then for some reason I just completely forgot it. Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. I don't know what this is about either. You know what? I'm sensing a trend. I don't know what these books are about. I think I just buy them because other people talk about them and I'm like, okay. And I purchase them in the moment. And then I get them and I'm like, all right, I'll read it later. And then later comes along and I'm like, what is this book about? I'm going to say this book is about a young man who is an assassin's apprentice. And yup. I love how old this cover looks. It's really, really cool. Let me get a little close up. See? Freaking awesome, right? So yeah. Yep. I'm gonna read this year, as well as Mistborn I'm reading this year, but I'm not gonna tell you when. You're gonna have to watch the TBR for that. Alright, y'all, we are almost done. So next to last, I have A Little Life. A Little Life. Almost said a little lie. A Little Life by Miss Hanya. I don't want to butcher her last name, so I'm not even gonna try. Surprise, surprise! I don't know what this book is about. I believe it's about 4 men and some stuff happens. All I do know is that it's made a lot of booktubers cry. No one I know personally has read this book. Well, I don't really know people personally who read a lot of books. But yeah, I keep hearing how, or seeing too, because I watched someone's vlog recently, how this book makes them just get all emotional. And I've been looking for a little tearjerker in a read. So I'm excited to start this one. She's chunky, but hopefully she's worth it. If I get like, hopefully, you know, I shed a little tear. And then I will have felt accomplished. Okay, and then the last book I'm gonna talk about, I'm reading this currently, is Hurricane Season. I have the dust jacket because my book is somewhere else and I don't feel like getting it. I'm already down here on the floor, don't know if I can get back up. So, Hurricane Season by Fernanda Melkor. And this book is about a witch in South America. I don't know when this is, what year this is set. But anyway, yes, it's about this witch and these people keep messing with this witch and bad things keep happening in their city. So the book is very interesting to get through. I wish I had it so I could show you guys, but it's like no paragraph breaks and you would be lucky to find a period anywhere. It's like a Where's Waldo. Like you will have one huge run-on sentence for pages before you see a period or any other kind of punctuation mark. So but the book is really interesting. The book is good. I'm enjoying it. And honestly, I feel like because there aren't any periods, or the periods are so far and few between, it's keeping me like focused on what I'm reading, because I'm like trying to get to that next end point where I can take a break and then put the book down. So it's keeping me very interested, and I'm flying through the book. So that is it. Those are all the books that I have purchased while I've been gone. A couple I told you I have read, and then there's going to be a few of these that I'm going to read in the future. In my next video, I'm going to talk about my October TBR, and I'm really excited about that one because I love fall and I get really festive. So I have some like ideas that I'm gonna like share with you all, and I'm so excited to film it. Thank you all again for welcoming me back. Hugs to everyone. I'm trying to stay positive. It's really difficult. But you know, you have to trust and believe that things will get better, right? I mean, I gotta hold on to something. Like, I gotta hold on to something positive, otherwise I'm just gonna go crazy. So that's it. That's all I have for you, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.